Performance-wise, this thing does have that Qualcomm Snapdragon 845 chipset, an octa-core CPU, an Adreno 630 GPU, and 6 GB of RAM on all the models that are supported. Now, it does have a microSD card slot, so the storage models doesn't really matter too much, but I would definitely tell you when it comes down to the RAM portion, it's actually pretty good. It has a good enough amount of RAM to still sustain a lot of apps that are coming out and a lot of apps that have already came out. Now, is it perfect? Absolutely not. The, performance isn't really as stable. It's not really the smoothest, but it still definitely is fairly fast for the most part. Because it is on Android 10, it's not on like some super outdated version of Android, so you're still going to be having a lot of apps that are suitable, a lot of features within this phone, and it's still pretty current. It's not an old device by any means, but as I've said before, and I'll say it again, the biggest problem with Samsung devices, especially with these type of phones like the Galaxy S9, Galaxy S8, even maybe the Galaxy S10 series, is the smoothness factor. It's just not as smooth as something like a OnePlus device or an iOS device. You're just not getting that smoothness factor behind these devices. I think they're fast, and that's where Samsung really has perfected it. It's definitely a fast phone that'll last a long time in terms of the speed and performance, and it's going to be on top of, one of the fastest phones ever that comes out for that year, but it's definitely not the smoothest. I think, iOS is number one, OnePlus is number two, maybe the Pixel devices is number three, and then followed by typically, Samsung or what other devices, number 4, 5, 6. So it's really not that smooth, which is something I'm really sad about. I like a smooth experience. I like a consistent experience, something that I can boot on my phone and know it's going to be this fast or this slow. With Samsung, I know it's going to be fast, but I know the smoothness is not going to be there. So I think this phone still has a lot of speed and performance if you load games, apps, all that stuff. And there's quite a bit of RAM in this thing for a 2018 device, but I just wouldn't, consistently, recommend this thing if you want the smoothest device out there. So definitely keep that in mind. So in terms of performance, that pretty much covers it up. Now,